Well, good morning everybody, and it has been one whole month since our last coffee. I'm so sorry about that. I have just been crazy busy with everything, as I'm sure you all understand, with everything in the spring, and you're getting everything rolling for the summer, and now we're into June, and it is summer, so summer's upon us. So last time I think I talked to you guys, I was talking about we had just opened up our camper and all that stuff and all the paraphernalia that went on with that. Well, since then, a lot's gone on. Me and my husband had gone up there, and I said, hey, would you want to shovel out the fire pit? Because remember, we had to get everything cleaned up. And he goes, sure, I'll do it. I'm like, thanks. Because, I mean, I could do it, but it would take me forever and a day. And I got a gimpy shoulder, and he said, no problem. I'm like, thanks. Well, he started going, and then my brother Donnie comes over. Gary, I'll let you see where the bottom is of the fire pit, because it's a pit. It's not like a little shallow little, we've got a big pit. And if you looked at my Facebook, Vintage Camper Girl Facebook page, I had put on there the pictures and the bags and everything. Well, and it ended up being, okay, whatever. So it ended up being about 450 pounds of stuff out of the fire pit, because we had been burning pallets in there. And the last time we cleaned it to the bottom was like a number of years, I don't know, maybe we cleaned it good when my son graduated high school, and that would have been, in 2012, so 4 years ago that it was cleaned out really well, but not as good as my husband did, like unbelievable super job. Cleaned it down to the bottom, cleared everything out, and you're like, what was the weight? Nails, 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 nails. It was, he would scoop up shovel full, and it would just be nails, and it was unbelievable. I felt so bad for him, and he's like, oh, he wasn't, and once he got going, he goes, he didn't think it was going to be this big a job, and he thought for sure it's going to take him 2 hours, and he did it, and he piled through it, and it took him 45 minutes. He did, you know, we kind of team efforted it, and I'd bag and then take it, and when the bag got to be about 50-ish plus pounds, we got those black Flex Force bags. Thank goodness my brother Dean had them. And because it wouldn't hold more than that, because it was nails. It was nail and ash, but it was mostly nails, so you couldn't put more weight in it because the bag would break. We had one break, so that wasn't bad considering. So time he was done, he had like 9 bags, and we figured 50 to 60 pounds per bag, so about 450 pounds. So we went down to the bar and said, hey, Luke, we cleaned out the fire pit, and he's like, great. So we brought the bags down. He goes, yeah, just throw them in the dumpster. That's all right. I'm like, I said, there's about 450 pounds. There's 9. He goes, what? I don't think he believed us at first when we brought it down, and then he goes, oh Lord. So he said just set him alongside the dumpster, and he'd put in a couple bags every week, you know, so it wouldn't be overloaded with just our bags and nails. But my husband cleaned it out. He even like swept it. It looked lovely. So now it's only wood burning in our fire pit. So that was that, and everything was good, and no signs of mice since we did the primary clean out in the beginning of the year. And then I had told you, you know, we had, bummer we lost out on that camper, but, and I didn't want to go through Craigslist unless it was something that was local. Well, guess what? Yep, I found something. So it was in Red Wings. That's close, because at least usually if it's local, you might not know the person, but you have acquaintances and know people of the people, and that's what it was. It ended up being Gary's cousin's ex-husband's friend or something. I don't know. But then, you know, what is that called? Something degrees or whatever, and y'all know each other somehow. And so then they were chit-chatting and talking, and we were looking at the camper, and we did buy it. I'll tell you that right off the bat. We bought it, and we got a really good deal on it, but it does need some work because it's a 1999, so anything 20 years old is vintage, so it'll be vintage in a few years, but it isn't right now. And remember I told you I was going to have to deal with that. Well, when I was going to look for a vintage one, and Luke had said, yep, as long as it's in nice shape and stuff, well, then it kind of had changed over the course of the last week or so that he said that he doesn't want anything older than a 1979 in there. So I'm like, you know, I understand. I'm like, okay, well, no vintage one, but those are so hard to find anyway. So then okay, gear back, nothing vintage, we got it. So we found this 1999, which is old enough as it is, because that's what, how many years old? 17 years old, 16 years old, something like that. What year is this? So somewhere's in that category of time. And it does need work. It has 2 slide outs, and if you don't know what those are, you know, you got your basic trailer, and there's 2 sections of it that will move out like 3 to 4 feet, which will give you more living space in the middle section, and then on those sections, one has like the dinette and sofa, and the other section is in the back, and it takes out the queen bed, so you have walking space around the bed, so it's not so closed in and close. So both of those had water damage on the floor section, which is typical, especially when something is as old as it is. But we have friends, and he does side work, and he'll like do some fixing on it, so he can this has to come over and look at it. So we still have it parked down at my husband's business because we don't have a hitch. The guy we bought it from was nice enough, and he pulled it over to my husband's business because that was only like 10 miles away. And now we have to get a hitch so we can put the hitch on one of our vehicles and bring it up to his father's farm, where we can open it up and get the 3 floor sections. So they just bring it up, they put new plywood down, put the stuff back down over it. So it's not that it's work, but it's not like structural. It is structural, I guess, but it's not a big structural. It's not like a wall or the roof or whatever, like that. The only thing is, and I like it, it's the exact layout I want. It has a queen bedroom in the back with a door, because I get a little claustrophobic, hard to believe, right? And so it's got a back door off the back bedroom, and then the next section, there's a door that goes into a very large, nice bathroom, and on the bathroom floor, there's a little spot, there's a mystery board down, which I'm thinking is there's some damage underneath, because I didn't see it on the pictures at Craigslist, but when we looked at it, it was there, so I'm thinking there's a soft spot. So they just put a board and screwed it down. Well, now we'll have to take that all up and replace that, and probably put a new piece of linoleum, but we know somebody who does that also, which will be nice. You don't have to, it's always nice to get professionals and stuff, and especially if you're working with electrical and stuff like that, you should always have somebody professional do your electrical or plumbing and stuff. But this is just like structural floor repair, so if you got a friend who does it and he does a good job, and we know both of these fellas and they do very good work, get them to do it. Handyman work, right? So, and then it has a toilet, and then it has, and I'll do a little, of course you know I'm going to do a little video tour when I get it all done. And then it's got, like the other side's got a garden tub, which we're not going to be taking a garden bath. It would be quick showers up there always. You don't have to fill your water tanks up. And then I got a little sink area. And then a door, and then it goes into the kitchen, and it has, you know, your typical kitchen, and it doesn't have the full sink, which I'm going to miss. It's like the camper size sink and an apartment size refrigerator, and then it has a great big huge pantry, and I'm like, this is astronomically large. Well, it used to have a washer and dryer in it, which it does not now. That was taken out, so that will be another storage. There's lots and lots of storage, which is great because we have so many. I bet you we got 20 plus fishing poles, and I don't even know who these fishing poles belong to because we don't even use half of them. Everybody's got their one, and who are all these other fishing poles? But they're in my closet up north. And your tackle and all their type of stuff, and then we'll have a closet to put like outside chairs in and all that because we'll lose our little junk room that we got right now. And then it has, so the dinette, it's like the old, it's not like a table and chairs, it's like the old dinettes in the campers where you can put the thing down and somebody can sleep there. And the couch is like a futon, it flips around to like a 3/4 bed. And then there's also, since there's so much room, you could put like a cot up if you wanted to, because there's plenty of room in there. And it has sliding glass doors, which I like, so I can see outside. I like to look outside. And then it has a front bedroom that has a set of twin bunk beds, and then over here is another little teeny dinette, which also makes into a bed. But you're like, it's a bed, Mary, it's a bed, just say bed. So it's a bed. So we got that, so that's going to be, that, and we'll get that done when we get it done. I have a feeling it's going to take us all summer to get all these things fixed and organized, and I'm not sure about the roof yet. It doesn't leak. There's no leaks in it. We just had like a torrential rainstorm. We've been having them all week, and we got dumped on 3 inches last night, so that will be a good little test to see if there's any leaks in the new camper, because, and it was like a hard downpour. That will show her true signs if there's any leaks anywhere. But we didn't see any water damage anywhere, which was nice. So the slide outs, they always have it. When you pull the slide out, it kind of, the water will run down underneath and get into the plywood. In the bathroom, who knows what happened there? Probably had boys, and you know how that goes. So things run over and flush and whatever. So anyway, that's all done. We got our camper. We got it for a good deal. We got people that can help fix it up, and we probably, like I said, won't get her done this season, so we'll have the whole year in Bessie up north, and then she'll be taken out in the fall after we get all of our belongings, everything, which gives them a lot of time, because it's going to be a big project, and it'll give them plenty of time to clean it out, flatten my spot, you know, I'm sure they have to take a bobcat and like level it off and stuff there. Who knows what is underneath that camper? I don't know. But I won't be there to find out. I don't want to see it. So that's going on, and then I just been busy all these weekends with either camper shopping or getting ready. You know, got the little vintage camper, so I've had to clean that. And remember, I said, "Oh, it looks great," and I peeked in there, and it did. Yeah, and I swept it and got everything cleaned out, and you know, 'cause you like to Lysol and scrub everything, even though it's, you know, clean from it's dusty and stuff. You want to freshen it up. It was all done. I'm like, oh, great, that is like an easy cleanup. So then I went under the kitchen sink. And this happened after we brought it over here because we have, what are they called? Starlings? Are they starlings? I think. Oh, they're nasty. They're black birds, but they got a kind of a bluish or purplish hue to their, and they lay eggs that are blue. They look like robin eggs, and they lay a lot of eggs. You look in their nest, be 8, 9 eggs, you know, and robins, there might be 2 or 3. And I always thought, and I never like to, you know, hurt any birds or whatever. Well, I find out these are nasty little birds, and they'll like kill other birds or eat other birds' eggs or take over their nests. Well, anyway, that's what got into my camper. Got into the little hatch hole where the cords come in and out. Went in there, made this huge. It was huge. It was like a big, messy, icky, kind of cute, like little robin's nest. This was like stuff all over underneath there, and there's eggs, and I took that whole nest out with the eggs, and I did not feel bad. And I love my animals, but these are just nasty birds. And there's the build nest in my grill, and they build nest in my LP tank cap. They were out, and I didn't feel bad, and I just set the bird's nest out in the tree. Their mom might find them, probably not, because they like to be in storage things. And I'm sorry, little birds, but you grow up to be nasty little birds. So out of my tree, because live in my camper. So if your mom finds your nest, here you are, and if not, sorry. It's a reality of life. So I cleared that all up and then stuffed up the hole, but then they started getting back in there, so I had to do another big stuffing of the hole. Cleaned it all up, and then time I drug it all out of that little camper, it was all over my. Oh, I was swearing. You won't believe what I was swearing out there. Got it all cleaned up again. Got the hole stuffed up. Started doing the get ready for the camper rally, which is next weekend. And I'm so glad it wasn't the previous weekend or this last weekend, because between the torrential rains, the horrendous heat and humidity, it would have been miserable for the rally. Next weekends, and I hope it stays, forecast is for like low 80s, lower dew point humidity levels, and partly cloudy or, you know, sunny. Perfect. That's Father's Day weekend. So getting ready, everything rolling for that. So there's a couple mornings I was going to try to do coffee, but I had so much. I thought, okay, Mary, you got to. Everybody will understand. They're not going to think I dropped off the face of the earth, because check my Facebook page. I'm always putting little somethings on there, or what's going on, or what I'm doing, or where I'm going, so you know that I'm a-okay. So because I want to get my stuff done, and you know how I am. So yesterday Friday I had off. And it was just a miserable, hot, humid day. It was like unbelievable. You wouldn't go outside and do anything. And I wasn't going to do anything in the vintage camper. I was so miserable. So that was a good motivator. Turned the air on, had it nice and cool. I got my work clothes on, and I just went to town in the house. And I got so much stuff done. I was so happy. And started organizing for the camper rally. And I'll tell you what's going on for that. So I think we have 7 people that put on the event that they're going. But I think 10 spots are taken. So I think there might be 10, there's 7 to 10 campers somewhere in there. Some people don't always respond to those Facebook when you post an event page or whatever. So 7 to 10 campers. So on the first evening, I'm going to do a little light supper, because I can remember when we went down to Lake Montello, and we got down there, and then there was something going on that night. We just got there and just got our stuff up, and we were hurry up and get this, and before the festivities started, I just can remember, and it was fun and stuff, and we got it all organized and stuff, but I just don't, I guess I'm beyond the point. I don't like that, and you would think I would thrive off of chaos in me, but I don't. I like everything very organized and black and white. And there's this cute little cartoon I seen it that it was something like I love surprises when they're well planned, or something about, you know, you love a surprise if you know about it and you know what's going on about it or something. And that's me. I'm not a surprise person. You'd think, oh, I'm not. I like things very planned out, and I mean, I'm very spontaneous also, but I like the basic stuff to always be planned. So anyway, when we went down there, we had a great time. We went down that camper rally, but it was just like so hurried, because we had just got there, and we had traveled like, I think it took us 4 hours to get down there, and you know, after a long car drive and stuff, you're kind of wiped out. So I decided on the first evening just to do a little late supper that we would put together, because I figured there probably isn't going to be more than 20 to 25 people, and that's nothing. That's a family gathering. I'm used to that. So we're just going to have light sandwiches and a couple different salads and bars and just a very light something to eat. So they got there and they can relax and they don't have to worry about, like, I got to bring something to a potluck or I got to get something organized. That they can just get there, get their stuff all out and organized. And then we'll start it at 6. We'll leave it out because some people might not get there until 7:30 or 8. So we'll leave it out and we'll keep everything on ice. So whenever anybody shows up, they can come on over and have something to eat and just say hi and visit a little bit, so that first night they're not like wiped out, because most people work all week or work all day, and then you're traveling. Let's say you took off at noon that day and you traveled to get down there and you're tired. You're just tired. So I just thought I'd have a nice little light, and easy peasy for me. I'll buy the potato. I will not make potato salad. I would love to be able to make potato salad, and I love homemade potato salad, but I don't even think I've ever tried it, nor do I want to try it. I like pasta salads. Those are easy and they're foolproof. So I'll buy the potato salad, I'll make a little tuna salad and just throw some stuff together, and just so it's a light little supper. It's not going to be a great big heavy meal, and who wants that in the summer anyway? So it'll be just something light. So that'll be Friday evening. And then on Saturday morning we're doing 1 hour Bloody Mary bar, and we'll just have everything out so everybody can just come on over and make their own little Bloody Mary. We'll have it done by like 10:30 because the rally starts at noon. That way we can get it cleaned up and organized before people would start showing up to see campers and stuff, and that's from 12 to 4. And then I'm trying to organize a little progressive cocktail party, but it's only me and one other camper that have like said, yeah, we'll do it. So it's like, well, you can't have a progressive cocktail party with 2 campers, and I think it might be the camper that's right next to ours. I'm not sure. So I got to send a little message out to, like, hey, anybody who's coming to the rally, is there anybody else other than us 2 that want to do this progressive cocktail thing? And you just do a little appetizer at your site and a little cocktail. It doesn't have to be a full size, a little mini cocktail, or it could be punch, and it doesn't even have to be alcoholic, or it can be beer, or it can be soda, or whatever you want. Just a little drink and a little snack of whatever you want to do. And I put it on there. It doesn't have to be alcohol, 'cause some people just don't drink. And that's fine. So you can maybe do apple cider if you wanted or whatever. So I got to get going and like saying, hey peoples, and if there isn't any more than just the 2 of us, then we'll just host a 2-say cocktail party, and then we'll just maybe have full-size drinks, and because we'll have on Friday night we'll have beer and pop and everything, you know, because it'll be kids too. But we'll have an open bar where we'll have, like, you know, like your basic liquors, you know, which are vodka and Windsor whiskey and Captain Morgan, people like that, and a rum and something else. Usually we have 4 to 5 like of the basic liquors with mixers for anybody who'd like to do that, or the other non-alcoholic stuff too. And we have a vintage styled ham sign that one of the distributors made for us. It says vintage party. So we'll of course have Ham's beer, because that's an older one. Hams and Blue Ribbon. So then, okay, so the rally and the progressive, whatever that may be, and then at 7 o'clock the band starts. So that will kind of be playing when we're having our little vintage cocktail thing, and then any people can just hang out if they want. They can go listen to the band, and it's a country band, and they play like older country, and she's back underneath making a nest. I don't know, it's crazy. So anyway, the band will be playing, I think it's from like 7 to almost midnight, so I feel bad for the campers that are over right there because there'll be a full band. But I did put a little note on one of my event things saying, FYI, if you're camping over on there's a band playing until midnight, so I hope nobody with kids is over there. If you're older, you can take it and, you know, turn your fan on or whatever, have a couple cocktails, and you go to sleep. So that is Saturday night, and then Sunday we're just going to have, I'm making my big old Bertha percolator. I got a great big huge buffet one. It's like a goldenrod yellow, and I'll make a big thing of coffee, and then I'll have donuts and some fruit and juice for the kids, so because that's Father's Day morning, so that people can have a little light something in the morning when they get up. And then, you know, you get your, it's a lot of work to, it's work to get it out, and it's work to put all your camper stuff, because it seems like when you pack it, it's all nice and neat, but when you go home, it's like a disaster when you're packing your camper stuff up. So then I'll have that out so everybody can just have a light little breakfast eat. It's not even a full breakfast. What do they call it? That's not even a continental breakfast. It's a donut. It's a donut and some fruit. That's not even a full breakfast. But it's a little snack. So they can have coffee, juice, and then a little something to have. continental breakfast, be having cold cereal and danishes. And I'm drinking my coffee. Bought another burger that I got at the thrift store, and it's it's a little, I think it's called pot belly style, pot belly. So it's kind of not like the tall cylindrical ones. It's kind of like rounded, and it's a the old cord on it, and it makes I love percolated coffee. I think drip coffee is okay. I'll drink any coffee, doesn't matter what it is, but percolated coffee just seems smoother to me. I just like it better. But it was only like $10, and it was so I got that one vintage whole 1940 set that I got that I'll just leave for show on my dining room table, and then I got this one now. I like anything that's vintage. And then I like hoard like 6 little clocks I got, and so many little percolators. And so anyway, that's what's going on, and that's what has been going on, and that's why I haven't had coffee for 1 whole month. And like the first week I felt guilty, the second week I felt guilty about it, and the third week I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to get stuff done, and I hope everybody understands. Because I do like to have coffee with you guys, and wonder what's going on with you guys this summer. I love when you guys like comment below and say, this is what I'm doing, and because you know, you're all seem like friends to me. I like to know what you're doing with your summer, and I know some of you have taken trips and been doing stuff and have been going to different what the heck is it called? Not rallies, not camper rallies, but different events, and you guys are posting it. And I know Yolanda posts a lot of stuff on her Facebook page with what they're doing out and about, and I really like that. So I like to see what everybody else is doing too, just not me, just not sit here and listen to what I'm doing. But what are you guys doing with your summer? What are your fun summer things, or what do you guys do? Like I know back in the day before we did all this, you know, we used to always, me and my little boys used to always drive down to Stockholm, Wisconsin. It's kind of a cute, kitschy little vintage town where it had been closed down, and then a bunch of artisans and stuff started to come back into the community and opened up some of the old stores and made a little revival, because it was just kind of like a dead little town that wasn't anything really much there, and all these artisans started coming in, and now they have like plays down there, and they revitalized this whole little community of artisans and crafts and bakeries and little places to eat. And so I used to go down there with my kids. It was just starting with that, and then I go down there now, and it's so nice to see that whole resurgence, and it's doing well, and it's a big tourist stop because it's right on Highway 35, and that where I live follows the Mississippi River all the way down from up by Prescott. You can get on, and then all of a sudden it will go over, and it's a beautiful, beautiful drive. Follows the Mississippi, and there's all these cute little kitschy towns, and some of them have cute kitschy little shops and all that, nice to stop in. And so we used to always do that. So that used to be back in the day when my boys were small, was our little summertime thing, because we didn't do anything unless, well, we did go up and see my mom and dad who are at the resort that I'm at now. We'd go up there and visit with them maybe, gosh, I don't know, maybe once a month, and stay overnight, you know, and they had just a little camper, but there was a spot, the boys had their little teeny single beds, bunks up there, and my mom and dad would sleep on the lower beds, and then I'd sleep on the little kitchen table that made into a little bed, and we'd go up for the weekend. So we did that when the kids were probably, must have been like 2 and 4 years old, and then we did that for years until that we finally got ours. And I didn't get my camper up there until the boys would have been in, were they in late grade school age, or middle school age maybe, and that's when, probably grade school, and that's when we got our camper. And then we go up there, and of course mom and dad were up there, and we were up there with our camper. And Brother Dean a couple years later got his camper. So when the boys were just little, we just did local stuff, and we'd go to the water parks and all that type of stuff. So what'd you guys do when your kids were small, or what do you guys do now? I like to hear what everybody else does. It's just kind of interesting to see. And different parts of the country, you do different stuff, you know, depending on what your weather is. So please comment below, because I like to know what everybody else is doing. You guys certainly know what I'm doing all the time, 24/7, right? So everybody take care, and next weekend will be my big camper rally, and my Old Bessie camera is holding, everything's Old Bessie to me. Notice that. Old Bessie, this and Old Bessie, I don't know. I always think of everything as Old Bessie, because I think they used to refer to the old cows as Old Bessie. So everything that's old that I have, and this isn't old, this isn't an old camera, but she's on her last leg kind of. We'll take lots of pictures at the camper rally, and because it's not only the vintage camper rally, it's an old car motorcycle show, and I think they're gonna have like a little flea market there, so it's gonna be really fun. So I'll take lots of pictures for that. And then the next weekend is my birthday weekend. I don't have like a big thing, but it's like my birthday, and then my dog's gonna start barking in a minute. My birthday, and then my sister's birthday was yesterday, and my nephews, I have 2 nephews that have birthdays this month. And then my cousin's is in July. So we take one birthday that's kind of centrally located between all of our birthdays, and then we all get together, and that next weekend we're going to go and have a tour of the 45th Parallel Distillery. And I finally posted, this is really sad, me and Christy went last year, and I made 2 little videos of like a tour and stuff. I never posted them. I had made them and got them together, and then I had them in my, sometimes I'll make videos and I forget I do them, and they're in my video file, and I'm like, oh Lord, I never posted. So these are from like last year. And since last year's videos or vlogs or whatever that I shot about this 45th Parallel, they've their edition was all completed, and they've added some stuff on, so it'll be kind of fun to see what they've done in the last year there. So check out, yeah, it's the 45th Parallel, and I did a little slideshow, and then one guy had given the tour, which is kind of interesting. So it's a distillery, so for all of us going up in 2 weeks from this weekend, we're going to be making a little pit stop there, because I got a lovely Groupon, which I love, for all of us to do the tour and then the tasting. And it's, I like me a good wine tasting, but this is like hard liquor, and whew, half of it I'll drink, and half of it's like I'll taste it just to taste it. But ooh, she's strong. I'm not a whiskey or a rye or bourbon type drinker. I like, if I drink hard liquor, I will drink vodka, probably because it doesn't taste like anything. I do like gin. I like the taste of gin. I like that herby, pine needle-y thing, so that's why I probably like my martinis. And what else will I drink for hard liquor? That's about it. My son just went uptown to get some stuff too, because we got some projects this afternoon. We got one of those electric fireplaces that we're setting up in the basement that we got. My husband got a super good deal on it. So we're doing a whole bunch of projects today. So I best get going, get that all done, and then I already got supper in the oven on slow cook this morning, so I could get all this stuff done, because it's beautiful today. We had that huge storm, had a break in the heat, and it's almost got a little coolness outside, which is very comfortable, so I can do stuff in my camper. So next weekend will be the rally. The next weekend after that will be my birthday weekend, and then that's 4th of July weekend. So we will have breakfast when we have breakfast again. Please check out my Facebook, and if you do I'm not a big Instagrammer, but I throw stuff up on there. Check out my Facebook, and I'll put like things that are currently going on in my life, and I'll flip some pictures up there every once in a while, or put little thoughts of the day, or I don't know, not really thoughts of the day, but little comments of whatever's going on. If you want to check out my Facebook page, keeps you abreast of what I'm doing. So please comment below or go to my Facebook page, and I love when people like post some pictures. So go to my Facebook page and post some pictures of you or your family or your summer activities, because I just love to see what everybody's doing. I like to see what all of you guys look like and what your families look like, because some of you like will make little comments about your daughter or your mom, and I really appreciate that. But I like to see what everybody looks like, because I can't see what you look like. So that would be really nice if you went to my Facebook page, post some summertime pictures, and post some pictures of your family. I would appreciate it. So everybody take care till we have coffee again. I'm not going to say, because you know I'll say that and then I don't get it done, and then I feel bad, and I'm not going to live with the guilt. So we'll have coffee again when we have coffee again. Hopefully less than the month. That's what I'm shooting for. Take care until we see. Enjoy June. Enjoy the beginning of July. The 4th of July is 3 weeks away. Take care until we see you next time. Bye everybody.